in New York City. Huh. I'm not excited about that because I've been here for 24 years. But hi y'all. I'm out here on the bridge. I probably come on this bridge about 2 to 3 times a week. The bridge is connected to the park and the trail that I walk most mornings so that I can get healthy and stay healthy. Yay! Anyway, I have something to say, and this is pretty much the core of it. Guys, we have less than 60 days. I said it, less than 60 days before this year is over. Okay? So that means we got less than 50 opportunities to make this year matter. Okay? I don't know about you, but I feel like every day, every hour, every week, every quarter, every month matters. Because there's some folks, guys, that will not be here by the end of the year. It could be you, it could be me. So I want to leverage every single day. I want to live my best life. I think that's part of the reason why I got stuck in this city, New York, 24 freaking years ago. And let me explain what I mean. I was tricked into coming here. I didn't choose to move to New York City, and I'm still not over it. When I was in college, I was a broadcast journalism student, theater minor / communications major, and I wanted to be a broadcaster. I wanted to be the news anchor. Hello, how are you? Welcome to NBC, whatever. That was me. I wanted to be that girl. But, well, it's not a but. So I was pretty active in Houston. I was singing all over town because I was always an entertainer. That was just in my blood. I was singing all over Houston, dancing, doing my thing. But broadcasting, that was sort of my future, if you will. I've worked at the radio station. I worked at the ABC affiliate, KHOU, hello, in Houston, Texas, while in college. So I submitted my resume to all the big networks. And one of them wrote me back and said, "You are hired." Yeah, one of the 3s. And it was CNN, Cable News Network, Business News Division with Lou Dobbs. You guys may know him. And I remember thinking, I'm going to work at CNN. Woohoo! I'm going to move to Atlanta, Georgia, because that's where CNN is headquartered. Well, I quickly realized once I spoke to the person that sent me the letter, a hiring manager over at CNN, I found out that, no, I was going to be put into one of the boroughs. And CNN, at least at that time, had a borough in every state, and that included New York City. And I remember thinking, I'm going to get killed. I'm going to die. All I could think about was that movie, Death Wish 3. You guys remember that movie with, what's the guy's name? Charles Bronson. Charles Bronson. Thank you. My camera guy just told me. Charles Bronson was the guy. So, I decided to take it all in stride and make it work and do whatever it is that I had to do. So fast forward, I decided, okay, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to go ahead and move to New York, I'm going to make the most of it. Now, it wasn't that simple. I'll be very honest with you, because I didn't know a person in New York. I didn't know what the culture was like. I'm just a Texas girl, and although smart and savvy, because Houston ain't no small town, and I'm originally from Dallas, New York was still on a whole nother level, guys, a whole nother level. But, God knows what he's doing, and he put, certain people in my path to make this transition to this awesome city, New York City. So I didn't mean this story to be so long, but I sort of go where the conversation takes me. So anyway, fast forward, I didn't decide. So first I was like, that's nice. I could move to New York. I could get killed, but I don't think I'm going to do that. And then all of a sudden, Ted Murdoch walks into my bar. See, at that time, I was a bartender at an upscale bar in Houston. That was one of my many jobs. If you used to be a college student, maybe you're currently a college student, you know what I'm talking about. You have all these jobs. So one of my jobs was as a bartender. And Ted Murdoch would come into the hotel at least once a month. He was a big wig over at General Motors. And he would always often check in with me and say, how are you doing? How was school? Blah, blah, blah. And so I told him about this awesome opportunity in New York City. And I said, but I'm not going to go because I don't know anybody and I don't want to get killed and all this stuff. And he says, you will absolutely go, and I need your address, and all I'm going to tell you is look out for a package from me in the mail. And I said, well, okay. Guys, within weeks, I got a package in the mail from Ted Murdoch with a laptop in it, a first class ticket to New York City, and a telephone number of this beautiful couple that agreed to host me, Peggy and Lloyd Toon. And by the way, I don't know if you guys know who Peggy Dillard Toon is. She was the first plus-size woman to ever appear, black plus-size woman to ever appear on the cover of Vogue. Look her up, Peggy Dillard Toon. And her husband, Lloyd Toon, is a well-known sculpturist, if I can say that right. Sculpture, is that it? So I stayed with them for the first 6 months I moved here, and it was awesome. I stayed in a beautiful brownstone in Harlem, 5 floors, very nice people. I just hated they were vegetarians. That really bothered me because I'm a meatitarian, and at least at that time, and it just didn't, vegetarians, meatitarians, they don't mix. But aside from that, I loved it, and that's really what got me here. They hosted me, and I've lived in Harlem ever since and loved it. So back to the purpose of this Periscope, by the way, which will also go out to my email list. So if you're listening to this because you are reading my newsletter, how you doing? So my topic here is less than 60 days and counting. And I think I wanted to tell you my New York journey, or I wind up telling you about my New York journey, is because I made 24 years my life count, right, coming out of college. That degree certainly paid off. And although I only stayed in broadcast news for a little bit less than 4 years, I still wound up living my dream. Who knew I was meant to be a professional speaker and business coach? OMG, and a business reinvention expert. Oh my goodness. So now I get to get on the CNNs of the world as an expert. That's not bad. I can handle that. So I just want to give you, before I end, because I know this is going on rather long, I wanted to give you 3 tips in order to make sure that 2016 is your best year so far, okay? And I want, when December 31st get here, I don't want you just to celebrate because it's New Year's Eve. I want you to celebrate because, darn it, I gave my all this year and it paid off. And so you still have time to make that happen. So I want you to think of one goal that you either want to accomplish or you want to seriously initiate. So I'm going to give you 3 steps to make that happen. Number 1, and I want to make sure I get this right, clarity of steps. It's wonderful to have a big goal, but if you don't have some steps on how you're going to get there, it's not going to work. See, if I sat up here all this time and said, hey, I want to accomplish my goals and I want to, become this, I want to be a broadcaster, I didn't take any steps towards, I would have never made it here 24 years. There's one thing to have a dream, there's another thing to put it in action. And I say this as a Christian, okay? You got to put some steps behind your dream. And I use a tool called Priority Matrix. It's about $10. Just Google Priority Matrix. And I think it's the best goal-setting tool on the market because it forces you to break it down into priorities, and you can come up with a priority block, whether it's a SWOT priority goal block or it's a task-based priority block. So I don't want to get too much into it, but instead, and please don't go and say, well, I'm going to use whatever I got and I'm just going to lay out my goals. You know what? You need to break it into 5 steps and then put sub-steps between that. So maybe one day in the future I'll do a whole video on that process. But in the meantime, write it down. Write down the steps and put a date beside those steps. Make them real. Number 2, know your why. What's your motivation behind accomplishing this goal? Recently, and I think many of you know this unless you're new to me, I lost 50 pounds and I'm still losing. And I started my new journey with my new body as of, it's every day is becoming a newer body, but I made a huge decision after being overweight for many years. I made a huge decision. All right, I can stay fat or I can do something about it. So I made a decision to change my life, and it's been so different. I'm standing out here in a park that I walk through at least a few times a week, and this is part of something I do every day. I remember I used to hate working out, and I couldn't stand people that worked out in a nice way. I just, thought whatever. Sure, I'll work out. I'll walk to the mailbox. That was my version of working out. Heck, I was even a member of the Couch Potatoes Club, but I made a decision literally 3 months ago. And I said, okay, no more fatness, women. Actually, I made the decision over a year ago. And I took steps to get to where I'm at right now. So what's your why? What's your motivation? And the third final piece You got to surround yourself with people that will hold you accountable and help you accomplish your goal. Whether that's a coach, whether that's, and by the way, you should have your power 5. These are the 5 closest people to you. These are the people that you're going to be very much like. I remember hanging out with one of my girlfriends, and she would laugh like a hyena. And after so long, I would laugh like a hyena. So we tend to sort of, whether we do it on purpose or not, we imitate the people we hang around. So really be choosy with the people that are the closest to you, okay? Because those folks will, whatever they accomplish or the speed of their accomplishment or their mindset, it rolls off on you, my friend. So really think about who you're going to hang around that's going to help you accomplish this goal. And another way of doing that is with a mastermind. You know, I lead a mastermind with my members, and I'm also a member of colleague-based masterminds, and I'm a member of a book mastermind. There's a mastermind I'm a member of that's based on a goal. There's a mastermind I'm a member of that's based on, what we do in the industry, and there's another mastermind that I'm a member of that's based on my overall lifestyle. I love masterminds, and also I go to church, and that whole group. That gives me the spiritual nourishment I need. So again, less than 60 days and counting, baby. 3 things: accomplish 1 goal or seriously initiate it. Make this happen. Don't wait until to December 28th to do this, okay? And get some clarity of steps. Use a tool like Priority Matrix. Really identify your why and your motivation. And number 3, really get clarity and identify and tell the folks and say, yeah, I need you to help me accomplish this goal. And I'm not talking about people that are going to participate in your pity party when you fail, because we always fail. I fell a million times, and then I get right back up and I try again. So you need that tribe, you know, those cheerleaders, those people that are going to root you on to help you accomplish your goal. So I'm Marquesa. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you're on the replay, I hope you enjoy it. I know it's great information, and if you want to follow me and you're like, I want to know more about this chick, you know, I kind of like her style a little bit, I invite you to go to gottaspeaknow.com. Again, that's gotta, G-O-T-T-A, speaknow.com, and join my list. You'll get a freebie while you're over there. This is Marquesa signing out. Bye, y'all.
My arms are getting tired. We go along. Gravity.